You need some help staying motivated while you on the journey of semen retention? Don't worry about it. I got you, man. Before we get into the video, make sure you like the video, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep growing. Today's video going to be about 5 ways to stay motivated while you're on semen retention, sperm retention, seminal retention. It's all the same. We just call it different things. Now, without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, the first thing that you guys are going to want to do if you want to stay motivated while you're on semen retention is, number one, temporarily sacrifice things that bring you pleasure. Now, corn has to go. Drinking, smoking, fornicating, clapping cheeks, masturbating, all of that stuff gotta go. And it's only for your betterment, man. It's only for the betterment of yourself, brothers. Like, if you're still doing those things and you're on semen retention, man, you're not gonna make it far, man. It kind of defeats the purpose of being on semen retention. Now, if you guys like to smoke and drink, that's one thing. I'm not gonna like bunch that in there, you know, with masturbating and all of that type of stuff, because it don't make sense. How could you possibly be on semen retention if you're masturbating and still clapping cheeks? So I would at least say give up the masturbating, fornicating, and the corn. You know what I'm saying? If you guys like to drink and smoke, that's your thing. But me personally, I'm sober as well as abstinent from sex. So you're going to have to give up things that bring you pleasure if you want to stay motivated while you're on this journey. Because if you're just overly feeding your body dopamine by doing things that makes your body feel good, you're going to be less motivated, man, because that dopamine is going to have you in a relaxed frame of mind, and you're not really gonna have the motivation to be disciplined enough to keep going while you're on this journey, man. If you're steady pleasing yourself and giving yourself pleasure, then there's really no purpose. Like I said, it just defeats the whole purpose of semen retention, man. So you guys got to make small sacrifices, man. Those small sacrifices of pleasure that you're gonna give up, such as the corn and all that type of stuff and fornicating, man, that is going to keep you motivated, man. So temporarily sacrifice all the things that bring you pleasure, and you will get very far in this journey of semen retention. Now, without further ado, let's get into number 2. Now, the second thing that's going to keep you motivated while you're on this journey of semen retention is think about all the time, years that you've wasted masturbating, fornicating. Think about all of that stuff, chasing chicks, you know what I'm saying, being in and out of relationships. Think about all the years, all the time that you guys could have invested into yourself to figure out what you wanted to do with your life. Think about all the money and resources that you dumped into relationships and dumped into women to make your situation at the time work out. Think about all the time and money, resources, energy, effort, etc. Think about all the things that you dumped into women instead of into yourself. Think about all the years and all the time you guys were watching pornography and you guys were masturbating and you guys were depleting your seed. Think about all the years of just suspending your seminal fluid all inside of socks, all on your bed, all in your hand or in the toilet or however you guys were doing it. Think about all the years that you were doing that and all the time that you lost doing that, man. Think about all the time that you have to make back, man. And I hate to say it, but unfortunately for most of us, we've wasted more years of our lives doing those things, masturbating, fornicating, than we do left on this earth, man. We wasted more time than we have left on earth. And it's sad, you know what I'm saying? But you got to make the best of it, man, while you still can, bro. Tomorrow not promised to nobody. So if you want to start your journey of semen retention and start it the right way, start it today. Start it after watching this video, man. You got to make that time back, man. You got to make back that lost time, fellas. I'm doing it right now, and I want you guys to do it as well, man. I can never get that time back. We can never get that time back, man. I've wasted literally 90 to 95% of my life playing with myself, masturbating, fornicating, watching porn, you know what I'm saying, chasing chicks, trying to make my relationships at the time work out instead of figuring out what does Shaquille Shalom want to do with his life? Where does Shaquille Shalom want to be in life? Maybe it'll be best for Shaquille Shalom if Shaquille Shalom does this. But you know what I did instead? I was chasing women. I was masturbating, fornicating. I was doing all of that nonsense. I was abusing all of my sexual energy when I could have been reserving that energy and putting it towards something that would have been more productive, something that would have got me somewhere that I wanted to be or needed to be in life. But instead, I was wasting all of that, man. I didn't know no better, fellas. So just learn from my mistakes, learn from your own mistakes, man. Let's start making back some of this time, man. Let's start our journey today, man. If today is your day one, fellas, I just want to keep you motivated, man. Just keep going. Think about all the years, all the time that you wasted masturbating, playing with yourself, chasing chicks, all that type of stuff, in and out of relationships, man. Think about all the money you spent on dates, on trips, tricking off, all that type of stuff, man. It's time to take all of those years that we wasted back and make the best of it. Now let's get into number 3. Now, the third thing you want to do, and of course this list isn't in order, but just for the sake of this video, we're going to just act like it is. The third thing you want to do to stay motivated is set short-term realistic goals. Now, what I mean by that is, fellas, when you start this journey of semen retention, man, whether this is your day one or not, man, and this doesn't even just apply to semen retention. I'm gonna use this as how to stay motivated in life in general, but let's just use semen retention as an example. Now, let's say that you're a guy that sees this video and you say, oh, okay, well, starting tomorrow, I want to start semen retention. All right, cool, no problem. But I want you guys to make realistic goals, man. I don't want you guys to say, okay, well, I'm gonna start semen retention tomorrow and I'm gonna be on semen retention for the next 3 years. Like that's too extreme, man. Start small, man. Start small. What I mean by that is, okay, I'm gonna start semen retention tomorrow and let's see if I could just go 3 days. Let's see if I could go 3 days without watching porn, without clapping cheeks, without masturbating. Let's just see if I could go 3 days, 72 hours. That's what I mean by set short-term realistic goals. Don't do nothing crazy like say, I'm gonna just start semen retention tomorrow and I'm gonna just go the next 8 months without, like, nah, man, you ain't gotta do that, man. If you do, that's cool, but you're gonna feel better once you start small. Once you start those short-term goals for yourself, man, just go a couple of days or a week or 2 weeks or 10 days or something like that, man. That ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Start small and then work your way up, fellas. Don't just put a lot of pressure on yourself by trying to bite off more than you can chew in the beginning, man. Just start off small, bro. That's just like working out, going to the gym. Let's just say you want to start going to the gym tomorrow, man. You're not going to just go to the gym and just start off lifting 500 pounds the first day you go. Like, you don't do stuff like that, man. You're going to hurt yourself. You biting off more than you can chew. You know what I'm saying? Start off with something small, man. Start off just lifting like 125 or 150. I'm going to just do 150 for 2 days straight. Then after that, I'm gonna go to 160. Then do that for a week, and then after that, I'm gonna go to 185. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, start small, man, and then build yourself up, man. You don't just jump head first into something, man, and just set this unrealistic goal for yourself, bro. Now, if you want to be a guy that's on semen retention for the next 2 years without no relapse, without none of that stuff, that's cool. More power to you, fellas. But I'm telling you, you're going to feel a lot better about the whole situation if you just start off small. If you say, man, I'm going to go 3 days without watching porn, etc., and then you make it those 3 days without watching porn or doing whatever you said you wasn't going to do, watch how good you feel about yourself, bro. You're going to look back on them 3 days and be like, damn, like, I really made it 3 days without doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to feel bad. And then you're going to want to work your, okay, I showed myself I can do 3 days. Well, you know what? Now I'm finna do a week. I showed myself I can do a week. Now I'm finna do 3 weeks. I showed myself I can do 3 weeks. Now I'm finna do 5 weeks. You know what I'm saying, bro? You have to start small and then work yourself up, fellas. You know what I'm saying? You got to build up that confidence, build up that motivation. Because if you start off big, 9 times out of 10, you're going to fail. But when you start off small and set those very small, realistic goals for yourself, man, it ain't got to be nothing too crazy, and you accomplish that, you get past that goal line, watch how good you feel about yourself. Don't believe me? Just try it. Try it for yourself and see. Now, let's get into reason number 4. Now, one of the most important things that I've noticed that works for me, at least, since I've been on semen retention is use other people as motivation. Now, what I mean by that, fellas, is I'm a semen retention content creator, right? So obviously it's hundreds, if not thousands of other content creators that make content revolving semen retention, right? Or whatever you want to call it, semen retention, sperm retention, seminal retention, it's all the same, man. All the same type of stuff, right? Now, see, what I do is I use all of my peers as motivation. And what I mean by that is I'm tapped in to so many other guys who make this type of content. Not a lot, you know, I'm not going to say so many, but quite a few, you know what I'm saying? And I basically use the content that they put out as motivation. I use the content that they put out as fuel for me to keep going, because I look at their content and whether I feel like, man, that content is dope or man, that content sucks is my personal opinion. But what I do is I look at what they doing and I think to myself, okay, now I like that. Now I'm finna make something better. Or, hey, man, I like that. He just gave me something to talk about in my next video. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to use other people as motivation, man. Especially when you're doing something and it's competition. You know what I mean? Because, hey, let's face it, man. It's a lot of people making semen retention or sperm or seminal retention content out there, man. It ain't just me. It's a lot of other guys doing that that's a lot more successful than I am. You know what I'm saying? At the moment. And I use all of that as motivation, man. I watch what those guys put out and I say to myself, okay, now I got an idea what I want to talk about in my next video. Well, okay, I'm going to talk about either the same thing or something similar, but I'm going to do it even better. You know what I'm saying? Have my own delivery, have my own flow, my own gift of gab, put my own twist on it, and I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to use them as motivation for me to keep going. You know what I'm saying? You have to use other people that's in the same field or same line of work that you're doing is motivation, man. And I'm telling you, when you do that, bro, and I don't want to say treat it like it's a game, but when you treat it like it's a sport and you're trying to be the best that you can be at that sport, man, and outwork and outgrind and outdo everybody else, it just make it that much more fun, man. It make the whole entire journey that much better. So use other people as motivation, man, to keep you going while you're on this journey. Now, let's get into number 5. Now, last but most certainly not least, to stay motivated on the journey of semen retention is imagine yourself being where or being who you want to be, then picture yourself doing whatever it takes to get there. Man, that is a big one, man. You got to use your imagination on that one, man. Now, let's just say that you're a guy that works out, right? Now, let's just say you want to get yourself a 6-pack, right? Just think about whatever is, first think about this. Think about yourself with that 6-pack, right? Now, you picturing that in your mind's eye. You picturing yourself with that 6-pack. Now, I want you guys to imagine what it's going to take for you to get that 6-pack. You might have to give up red meat for 2 months. You might have to stop eating after 8 o'clock every day or at night or whatever. Just picture whatever it's going to take for you to get that 6-pack. Just picture yourself making that small sacrifice to get where you want to be or to become who you want to become, and just picture that in your mind, bro. And I'm telling you, you can do it. I pictured myself being on YouTube, talking to you guys, giving you guys motivation. And you want to know something, bro? My channel done blew up in the past month and a half, bro. And all I do is sit and click the record button and talk to you guys through a microphone, man. And my channel going crazy. Just got monetized yesterday in a month and a half. Man, I'm telling you, and the crazy thing about it, I wasn't even doing it for the money. I'm still not doing it for the money. But it's just like me having so much passion for this, man. It just blew up my channel, and now I'm finna start getting paid for this, man. Like, that's what it's all about, fellas. You have to imagine where you want yourself to be, man, and use You have to make those sacrifices, bro. You have to sacrifice things that bring you pleasure. You guys think that if I was still watching porn every day and masturbating and I was still clapping cheeks and smoking weed and drinking and all that type of stuff like I was doing like some months ago, you think I would be here right now being consistent with these videos like I've been? No. I wouldn't even have the energy to do it, man. I'd be somewhere with a bottle in one hand, a blunt in the other hand, and hanging out with a female. And if I wasn't bottle in one hand, blunt in the other hand, I'll probably have phone in one hand, Johnson in the other hand. Or I'll probably have both my hands on some cheeks, clapping them. Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? But the fact that I gave up things that felt good to me, things that brought me pleasure, and I was disciplined enough to say no to a lot of things and stick with this semen retention journey. Now look at me, man. I make videos for you guys multiple times throughout the week, man. They just yesterday sent me, I didn't get monetized yesterday, but they just sent me the email saying I'm eligible to get monetized, man. So hopefully your boy application get approved, man. I'm finna start getting paid for this content that I get to you guys, bro. That's what it's all about. You have to stick to the plan, stick to the goal, make sacrifices, man. Take care of your business, work hard, grind hard, and out hustle everybody, and watch where you end up, bro. You're gonna end up exactly where you wanna be, man. You guys just have to picture yourself being there. Now imagine what it's gonna be like once you finally make it, man. Use your mind's eye, use your imagination, man. You know what I'm saying? If you want to start you a small business, think about the type of business you want to start, bro. Think about yourself owning that business, whatever it is you want to do. Think about yourself doing that, man. And think about what it's going to take for you to get there. Think about what you have to sacrifice. Think about what you got to, the steps you need to take in order to do it, man. And just think about how the end result is going to look, man. You're going to have your own business, man. You're going to be the first person in your family, bro, or in your circle of friends that got your own business, bro. Ain't got to work for nobody the rest of your life. You are your own boss. You mess around and give some people in your family or your friends a job. They'll be working for you the rest of their life. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like that's what it's all about, man. Once we make those small sacrifices, man, I'm telling you, it ain't nothing in this world that we can't conquer, man. And when we got God in our corner on top of all of that, man, you unstoppable, bro. God in your corner, control your sexual energy and make sacrifice things that bring you pleasure. It ain't nothing that you can't do. Men and women, not just men, but everybody. Now, quick rundown of the list, fellas. How to stay motivated. 5 ways to stay motivated while you're on semen retention. Number 1, temporarily sacrifice things that bring you pleasure. Number 2, think about all the time, years you've wasted and use it as motivation to keep going. Number 3, set short-term realistic goals for yourself. Number 4, use other people as motivation to keep going. Number 5, imagine yourself being where or who you want to be, then picture yourself doing what it takes to get there. So use your imagination, man. Whatever it takes for you to get that 6-pack, do it. Whatever it takes for you to start up a small business, do it. Whatever it takes for you to be on semen retention and not relapse while you're on this journey, do it. Give up all of that stuff that gives you pleasure. Just sacrifice it temporarily. I'm not saying give it up for the rest of your life, but just at least for a little while, temporarily sacrifice everything that feels good to you, man. And once you get control over your sexual energy, man, your sexual urges, bro, I'm telling you, and you got God in your corner, bro, you are going to have the world pretty much at your fingertips, bro. I'm telling you, it ain't going to be nothing that you can't do, man. Once you master this and you master that and you got God in your life, you unbeatable, bro. That's all I'm going to say, man. And I'm going to leave it where it's at. Now, I hope this video helped you guys, man, to stay motivated while you're on this journey of semen retention, because Lord knows it helps me. All of this stuff helps me, man. Definitely. And another thing I want you guys to keep in mind, man, please start to have a relationship with the Most High, man, because my relationship with God has helped me more than anything, and not even just on semen retention, man, but just my life in general. So please, fellas, try to work on having a relationship with the Most High, because without God in your life, you really don't have nothing, man. And that's just what it is. Now, please, fellas, make sure to like the video, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of the video. Subscribe to the channel. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep growing one day at a time. Until the next video, shalom, my brothers. Take care.